All right, I call the Tuesday, October 8th Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order. We'll please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have, how about Mr. Huffman lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, ask for a approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay? All right. Guess I don't need to ask for the opposition if there's only two of us. All right, next, public comment. Mr. Otis?
Nothing online yet. I'll keep an eye on it, Mr. Kozier, for the rest of the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Anyone here?
It's
right.
just department heads today.
Just, yeah, pretty light crew. Clerk Treasurer, claims approval.
Okay, we have third quarter payroll in the amount of $1,926.88. This is for police and fire merit commissions.
Make a motion to approve?
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
That passes.
Okay, we have civil city payroll in the amount of $526,352.69.
Make a motion to approve?
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye?
Okay, we have civil city claims in the amount of $736,000.23.
Make a motion to approve?
Second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
That passes.
Water claims in the amount of $88,670.29.
Make a motion to approve?
Second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
That passes.
And lastly, we've got sewage claims in the amount of $163,903.92.
Make a motion to approve?
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
That passes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Department head reports. Start with Chief Snyder, Fire.
Thank you. Just a couple things to report. This Saturday, the 12th, we will be having our annual open house for tying in with Fire Prevention Week. It will be from 10 to 2 at Station 1. We'll also be serving free lunch, so please, community, come out and have some time with the firefighters, and we'll have our equipment on display as well as the Edith House and other things. The second thing is that we were given approval to hire Owen Barsick. That will bring us up to full staff, and he will be starting with the department on the 21st of this month.
Does he have to go through academy?
He will go through an academy. Unfortunately, there's not an academy scheduled right now, so we will bring him on with some training within the department, get him acquainted with it, and have him on a shift until hopefully right at the first of the year an academy will open up, and we'll be able to get him in at that time.
Okay.
Luckily, he is already a paramedic, so.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he has more than enough certification for the medical response that we do, so, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, congratulations, Chief Snyder.
Thanks, we're excited to get him on board.
And I've popped into the open house before, like a few years back with the kids, like, do you know what's for lunch?
That's what I was gonna ask.
I think Kelly ordered up hot dogs and hamburgers and chips, and so.
Always works.
A good all-around meal for everybody,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Buell, Police.
No report.
Jeff Batchelor, Code.
This week's fall cleanups, we're kind of taking it easy on that until next week. Working on vehicles parked on the street that's been there for too long, and then still going through vacant houses and that stuff to make sure people's not squatting in them.
Excellent, thank you.
Is
Oh, and
fall cleanup where people can put things out by the?
Everything out to the road and
They
that
can put
stuff.
everything out by the road. They have to wrap up all the upholstered type of stuff. No?
No,
I
It doesn't
think
have
on-
to be wrapped anymore.
I don't think so.
So on the city Facebook post that's been out a couple times, I think it does give whatever the criteria is for the, there are a couple things that they mentioned, but
Okay.
I don't remember what they are off the top. of
Yeah,
my head.
on our, if you go onto our on our Facebook page, 3 days ago, we had a post, and actually it links to our website with appropriate and inappropriate things that you can put out, so. Often, I think if you live in the city, you experience that some of those things aren't there by the time the trash comes around,
Yeah.
so,
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're recycled.
Reuse.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I like that.
Good segue. Mr.
Yep.
Otis, legal?
Two items that were on the council agenda, but just so that the Board of Works is aware, we are establishing new bulk water rates, and this was well-received by the council last night. Pretty significant, nice update, and maybe Tim could touch on it a little more than I can, but essentially, we have like a kiosk now for bulk water rates, and think of like a pool company or a boring company that needs, filling a truck of water, basically show up with a credit card, scan it. It's important for our water audit that we can accurately show, where all of our water is going, and that we're being paid for it properly. So it's a pretty slick update. I think Tim's pretty excited about it. Anything else on that, Tim?
So when you drive by the water department across the street, you see the little blue building right there. It's a water ATM is what it is. So we'll issue a card to the contractors. It's $35 a year to keep that service up. And then all they do is stick that card in there. It meters the water and then calculates it in a bill, and kind of takes all the guesswork out for us. And like Nick was saying, it does help with our water audit score. And the rates that were approved last night are only for people that come to the water department to fill up a truck, a tank, or anything like that. So it doesn't affect any of the commercial accounts or residential accounts in the city. The rates will also help pay for that unit within 5 years. So that's kind of how we based it, that way that the ATM can be paid off within 5 years, so.
I like
And
it. Water
the
ATM.
one other item I wanted to touch on was 39 North. Obviously, we've closed on it. We own the system at this point. We've annexed over half of it, but not all of it at this point. And one of the things that we kind of realized within the last couple weeks is we have people that live in 39 North but have not been annexed yet. They live a little north of where we've annexed. For example, there's a subdivision just north of the toll road, for example. And we didn't want to treat them like a person outside the city limits. We wanted to charge them effectively the same rate as a city resident, because we can charge 15% markup to outside people that live outside the city limits. From an accounting perspective for Courtney's office, is much easier to treat all of them the same because we have these pretty complex credits. So that was on the agenda last night too. They're the only group of people that will be treated like in-city residents that are not in the city. The city does plan to start the process of annexation later this year for the remaining portion of 39 North, so.
So that's, really, it's like a consideration of the fact that they will be in once all the
Correct,
annexation is complete.
and it would just be a really, an accounting nightmare for Courtney's office, for the utility billing department because even though they're not in the city, they're gonna get credits as a part of this purchase, and it would just be really, really messy. It's already complicated.
It's already
Yeah,
very-
yeah.
They were already part of their own billing system, so to break them off, create another rate table, when we're just gonna be
the
putting them
meantime,
right
right.
back into the same insights, it only affected a handful of, I wouldn't say a handful, like a few handfuls of people, so it wasn't a huge deal, and it gives them a good deal. They get trash service and fall pickup and all that good stuff, so.
To their benefit, and the cost of what it would take for you to do it far outweighs the benefit.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think that there's good reason, this is more the elected officials' decision, but to charge people outside the city limits more. I don't think that makes sense here because of the we intend to bring them in the city, and we're talking less than a year where this will be going on, so.
It's a timing issue with them being in the city
Correct.
officially versus
Yep.
in other situations, that's just.
Yeah.
We're doing
So
that for
this
folks outside.
this month, September 15th to October 15th is the first time that they're going to be billed as city residents. Again, not working in that department every day, I did not appreciate how complicated it is to switch over people that are already getting bills from us. It's really, it's a big lift, so,
Thank the office behind you.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
September 15th to October 15th is billable, October 28th. So not only did they have to change over those rate tables, but also set up the new credit system. So We're running through all of the kind of audits of that right now. We've got everything changed over since the last bill before this next bill comes out. So we're running through all of that, auditing that, and then, yeah, just making contact with 39 North. We had a gentleman here last night that wants, you know, the residents to be able to see what an actual water bill from the city looks like. So we'll work on that as well. And, yeah, hopefully smooth sailing. We put in a lot of work for that, so.
Nice. Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing for me, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, Courtney Parthun, Clerk Treasurer.
Nothing to report. Thank
Right.
you.
Engineering, Nick Medic?
No report.
Report, all right. Jerry Jackson, Water.
Sewer crews out at our Warden Street storm basin, they're replacing the pumps out there. Those pumps, when storm water comes into that basin from that neighborhood and from the first ward, that water is lifted up and sent to a gravity sewer. And those pumps, they take a beating because it sticks and little, so they're out there replacing those. We had one down and they were about, I think they're both 10 years old. And then the wastewater crew's working on one of our big hot water boilers. It's, I don't know, about a length of that desk, that heats our process, so they're out there working on that today, replacing the fire tubes. So, and that's all I got.
All right, thank you. Water, Tim Warner?
Good morning. I just wanted to update everybody. Our crew has finished the Park Street part of the Park Street, or the triangle out there, Hunter's Woods. We're waiting for the 16-inch pipe to arrive later this week, then we'll start on Severs Road. So the crew's just tightening up out there, and then we're gonna do some things that we've fallen behind in the last couple of weeks, just some stuff around town, clean up some things. So they won't be working out there this week, so the road should be open to travel through there this week. And then we'll start phase 2 next week. That's all I have this morning.
All right, sounds good, thank you. Let's see, we've got IT, Roscoe Hoffman, anything to report? No. Oh, okay. You looked like you were getting ready to come up, so.
Yeah.
I think I surprised you. Yeah, all right. All right, thank you. Let's see, Mark Schreiber, Park Department.
Morning.
Morning.
A couple seasonal type announcements that I don't always enjoy making, but Beechwood Golf Course was closed yesterday. They're closed again today. We're doing our fall aeration of the greens. When we reopen Wednesday, we'll have our fall rates, $25 weekday, $30 weekend, and that's with cart. And I did see 81 degrees on Friday, so plenty of good golf weather still left, but winding the season down. October 15th will be the last day of restrooms to be open in the parks. We'll start our process of winterization, getting ready for the snow to fly. And then we got a couple great concerts coming up. The Civic of Note on Saturday, October 19th. That Arena Rock Show, which is a tribute to all types of classic rock and arena rock. And then October 25th, we have Lover, which is a tribute to Taylor Swift. So 2 really big concerts that we're excited about on the horizon here this month. So thank you.
I heard you're a big Taylor Swift guy.
I couldn't probably name a single one of her songs. But, we expect a good crowd of that. Fortunately, I don't think the high school has a football game that night, so hopefully we'll get a lot of local high school students out for it and families. And yeah, we're hoping it's going to be a real big night.
Notice you're wearing the Winterfest sweatshirt, so
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's maybe a bit early. I think it's just a little bit early.
Temperature drops below 50.
Sounds like Mark has some bad blood.
There we go.
Oh, he
That's a good
acts
one,
like
yeah.
he doesn't.
You just shake it off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jerry.
Shake it off.
I could go on, right? Yeah. Thank you. Mike Frey, Street Department.
We're out cutting trees this week, and street sweeping and patching and the rest of our road painting and getting ready to go into leaf season.
Excellent, thank you. Let's see, Craig Phillips, Planning.
Just one thing to report this morning. As you may have heard, we're excited to have received a $2.5 million grant for infrastructure work in the form of a stormwater improvement project worked hard with the engineering and wastewater departments in particular, along with our grants consultants to get to that point. So we're excited to bring that project to fruition. I think we're going to plan on breaking ground just after the first of the year, weather permitting, basically, for that project. So it's an important project for business retention as well as expansion of, and additional jobs and the creation of additional economic development opportunities in the Boyd Boulevard corridor. So that's all I have to report this morning.
Thank you.
Great news.
Let's see, Andrea Smith, HR. Nothing today, sir. All right, thank you. Bert, anything from you?
I have no report, thank
All right, thank you. All right, next we'll move on to new business. First is a request for use for the turkey trot.
Thanks. This is actually my item unrelated to my position here as city attorney. We involved, I think this is 8th or 9th year for the turkey trot race, seeking permission to host the race. This is for the LaPorte Educational Development Foundation. Thanksgiving Day race, 5K run and walk. Starts outside City Hall, finishes outside City Hall, goes down Michigan Avenue through Beechwood and back. We would ask that the road be shut down, just Michigan Ave, just right outside City Hall. That's it. We don't need the rest of it shut down, but we do have some things we set up the day of the race, and then we'll have porta potties that we usually are going to try to put right here by the park. Covered by insurance through the LaPorte Community School Corporation.
So you only want this block shut down?
Yeah, we don't need to shut down the entire street. There'll be a large congregation of people at the start of the race here, and then there are some things we set up for the race timing. The rest of this Michigan Ave, we don't shut down.
Okay, because there's so much going on right in front of the Y building too.
Yeah, most of that is
On
moved down,
Michigan.
moved to here at this point, but yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
And there's very limited traffic on Thanksgiving morning
That's true.
anyways. Race starts at 8, people are gone by 9 o'clock, I mean, for the most part, 9:30.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve, as long as I get a T-shirt this year.
Okay, we'll sign up early.
Second.
Should have waited till we voted on that.
I was just gonna say, any discussion? See, now she can get the last word. So we got a second discussion.
Ouch.
Okay.
Wish I could think of a Taylor Swift song now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's a great event, really, honestly, to benefit the LaPorte Educational Development Foundation. And even though I don't necessarily get up on Thanksgiving morning that early, but it is a fun thing to get up for and get out. So.
Yeah, we're up to about 600 participants. It's probably one of the biggest races in LaPorte County at this point. I'd like to get over 1,000 people eventually. We started the race because Valpo does one, and they've got like 3,000 people for a 5K, that's a lot of people for a relatively short race. So, but we think we can grow a little more. So.
All right, thank you very much. All in favor? Aye? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, barely. All right, next, we've got annual partnership agreement with Great News Life.
You want me to handle that? I can handle this one. We have a contract and invoice with Great News Life. That was sent to, I think it was sent to the mayor last week. Great News Life, this is the annual partnership profile, which is included on valpo.life, portage.life, laportecounty.life, and nwi.life. This is for services between October 23rd, 2024 and October 22nd, 2025. They've included the partner profile detailing all of the stories and events that they've covered on behalf of the city of LaPorte. And we are asking for a renewal this year of $9,350.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Honestly, I was just going to comment, I think they really do a very nice job, and I've seen quite a few of their articles, and to see sort of the full exhaustive list was kind of surprising that they've covered all that, so thank you. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Next we, oh, and by the way, any department heads who don't have any additional business with the board, welcome to leave. I think a couple already took off, so good timing. Mark Schreiber, LaPorte Invitational Contract Approval.
Good morning again. You should have a copy of the LaPorte Invitational contract. So we are very excited to be bringing this back for 3 more years. This is a departure from our previous contract, which was with Paragon Marketing. Paragon Marketing will, at this point, still remain involved, but strictly as a third party, as a broadcast partner, and not as a partner in the event. So this creates really a partnership between the city, La La Mer, and the Convention Visitors Bureau. City and La La Mer would be sharing in the proceeds of the event. The Convention and Visitor Bureau very generously helping to fund certain aspects of the expenses. But this has really turned out to be a great marquee event of the Civic Auditorium, really a big event for us, for the community at large, to be able to bring this level of sporting event into our community. So I would ask you to approve the contract and the mayor to be able to be the signer.
I'm so excited to see this happening. I will make a motion to approve.
Second? Any discussion? Yeah, I concur. Very exciting that we've got another three-year run.
And also, Mark has spearheaded this. Shout out to the Visitors Bureau for all the work that they've done and financial contribution that they make to this event. It wouldn't happen without them. So, and La La Mer alone has 2 of the top 20 players in the United States. One going to Notre Dame, one going to Connecticut, and then the teams coming in are loaded as well. So to have this level of, it's a really cool event.
Yeah, I think, we'll have some announcements coming up next week, get tickets on sale, get moving on this. Obviously, January will be here before we know it, and it is January 9 through 11 in 2025 coming up here. But yeah, as Mr. Otis pointed out, I think people are going to be really excited about the level of teams that are coming in, the number of nationally top-ranked recruited players. It's going to be every bit, if not better, than any of the ones we've had in the past. So La La Mer is obviously a key partner in that they are the conference affiliate that helps bring these teams in. They also help us with sponsorships, et cetera, and so on, and obviously the TV end of it, and obviously, as was pointed out, the CVB with their financial contribution. But what this tournament allows us to do, especially when we're able to get on national television, is really give great exposure to the county. So appreciate the fact that the CVB understands that as well. It's immeasurable to get out on the national stage.
Absolutely. So we got a
Absolutely.
lot of returning teams and some new ones coming in.
Yeah, so as their conference continues to grow and expand, there's opportunity for some new teams here. I think we'll have 11 total teams out of 14 that are in the conference. So there's a couple that'll swing off, but we'll have some announcements next week so the public can get really excited for the teams that are coming this year. Yep.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have Jerry Jackson Basement Backup Grant for 1312 Illinois.
That's in the amount of $3,975. The city's portion is $3,231.25, so the customer pays $743.75. This is a combined area, and they have had basement backups. I recommend approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second, any discussion?
We haven't had so many of these because it's been so dry.
It has been really dry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it's, we haven't. That one day we had how many inches of rain? 2 inches of rain. It
2 or
rained
3.
lightly all day, so yeah, we've
Yeah.
not had them.
All in
Wonderful.
favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you.
The 701 Jefferson came from a bigger storm from quite a while ago. There was some confusion whether they were having water in their basement due to surface water running in through the foundation or whether it was a sewer backup. So on further discussion, we discovered it was indeed a sewer backup. The repair is $2,961. City's share is $2,470, and the customer's is $490. I recommend approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you.
And I just wanted to recognize Jaeger Unitech we needed an easement to serve some of the industrial ground between Genesis Drive and Park Street, to extend sewer over, and then it gets to Park Street, and it'll also serve the Hunter Woods. And Jaeger Unitech got it done in a really nice fashion and was really helpful. So I just wanted to make sure I got their name out there, that they're good customer, very helpful.
Good partner.
Yep,
Yeah, Thank
good
you.
partner.
Nice.
Next, Chief Buell, request to transfer insurance proceeds.
Okay, first thing to, I request that the board approve the transfer of insurance proceeds for a vehicle that was totaled in an accident to purchase now a 2023 Dodge Charger, which actually is new, but it's 2023.
Make a motion to approve the transfer of funds.
Second, and any discussion?
So you're gonna use those funds to purchase a new one?
Yes,
Is that the next item?
correct.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
We are requesting to trade in two vehicles, a 2020 Dodge Durango and a 2018 Dodge Charger. Those funds will be applied to the rest of the money that's needed to purchase the 2023 Charger, and along with the appropriations from last evening's council meeting to purchase two additional vehicles that's needed.
So with the transfer of funds and with the trade-in, we're getting two new vehicles. What are we,
We're gonna get a total of three.
okay, so what are we getting?
We're getting two Dodge Rams is what the quote
It's coming up, there's these quotes.
is going to, that's what we're looking at
I'm
right
jumping the
now.
gun, I'm excited.
You're getting-
All right, I apologize.
Coming up.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you. And moving on to, let's see. Oh,
She's gonna open the
open quotes for new
quotes.
cars, that's right. It's the,
The police department did send out quotes to, I believe, 3 different vendors. We got one sealed quote back, and I will hand it to Chief Buell. Exciting.
does it
Sorry.
have the new car smell?
And again, this will be 2023s, but they are new vehicles. 2023 Ram 1500 Classic pickup, and they quote a price of $38,658 for each one.
Who is the,
Chrysler, yes, LaPorte Chrysler.
okay. So with,
So we'll be a little short.
No, because from the appropriations that we had last night out of our asset forfeiture, that will cover everything.
Okay,
So there'll be no shortage.
okay.
okay. So these came in close to what you might have expected?
Correct.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the quotes based on review?
Is that right? Just approve quotes based on, or the bid based on the review?
And the police department
Okay.
can review and make sure that
Okay.
was to
Right.
specifications, and then
Okay.
Okay.
Second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Nick Minnick, bid acceptance and recommendation for award Slicer Pathway.
We did open bids for 2 projects last Friday on October 10th, or sorry, October 4th. We received 2 bids for the Slicer Pathway, one from Reith Riley Construction, one from Gary Up. The low bid was $686,335.87. Originally, this was a little challenging because we're We're doing some things that we don't always do. We're supplying some materials, but not all materials, and there was a little uncertainty in costs. This is a little over 30% higher than I expected, and I was on the high side of what we had available in our budget anyway. So what I would like to do is kind of look at these bids a little more, so I would request accepting the bids, but not make a recommendation, allow for additional review of the project scope, and then I'll bring it back at the next meeting if that works for the board.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, because it is quite a bit higher. I was surprised at that because so many estimates have been coming in under the engineer's bid.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for that to continue.
How many did we get?
Two
Two.
for this one, yeah.
And who were the two bids again? I'm sorry.
Reith Riley and Garriott,
Gary of Construction.
which was substantially higher. Okay, I'll make a motion.
Just to accept the bids.
To accept.
For further review.
Right.
Okay. Second? Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you. And next, bid acceptance and recommendation for the award for Stone Lake Trail Phase 2.
This one, actually, it still was over the estimate. I'm gonna have to look at my estimates and try and, revise that. But we had two divisions for Stone Lake 2. The total low bid, and we had three bidders, apologize. We had Reith Riley, Gary up in LaPorte Construction. The low bidder for that was also Reith Riley in the amount of $424,605.90. There were no errors. Everything was included in all three bids. We do have funds to do that project at that amount. It's like I said, slightly over, but some of the numbers I'm working with are from years previous when we kind of started this project too. So I think it's reasonable, and I would recommend award for Stone Lake Phase 2 to Reith Riley Construction in the amount of $424,605.90.
Make a motion to approve.
Second? Any discussion?
So you just think that material costs have gone up since the first time you did maybe the estimates?
Yeah.
What is Phase 2, what portion of it?
Phase 2 is from the beach parking lot to the Waverly parking lot.
Where does that route go? Does that go out onto Waverly Road, or does it go?
No, it ends at the Waverly parking lot. It goes behind the T-ball fields and through the woods. There's an established trail.
Yep.
But this will pave it and make it accessible for all.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you. Next, request to advertise for the bids 2024-2 for the CCMG paving program.
So we do not know what our grant award is yet, but we want to make sure we're ahead of this year so that we can hopefully get a few projects completed yet this year. The intention would be to advertise the Friday before the next meeting. So that puts us, a little ways out, but I still wanted to make sure I did this before your next meeting. So I'd like to request to advertise for our Community Crossings paving program for this year. We obviously wouldn't award until we knew exactly what our grant was, but we can put the bids out at this point.
Make a motion to approve.
Second, any discussion?
Makes sense.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you.
And the last item I have, this evening, I believe it's this evening, the Plan Commission will also review this and ideally approve. But we have Hunter Woods Phase 1. So Hunter Woods is the residential development we've been talking quite a bit about on Park Street. Phase 1 is really the portions of that. So it's 24 buildable lots and then drainage and outlots. But it's the portion of the project that doesn't require additional infrastructure by the developer. So these are lots that really could be built on pretty much at any point now that utilities have been extended. So this would be the final plat. Again, the Plan Commission also has to approve this, so I would recommend approval pending Plan Commission approval. And then once they approve, we can come back and get signatures.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve pending
Second.
approval this evening.
Second?
How
Any
many lots
discussion?
did you say were there?
It's 24 buildable lots. Several of the lots really, I think maybe like 8 through 16 are the multifamily. So there'll be the, 2, 3, 4 townhomes. So
Gotcha.
24 lots, but more units than that, more residential units than that.
And the lots along Severs, those are single family?
Those are single family, correct?
And then what about along,
And on the bottom part,
Under
those
West,
are
yeah.
also single
so,
family.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's really the sort of the Park Road piece, that's the multi?
Yeah, they
Okay.
did a really nice job of making sure single-family homes were next to single-family homes. And then on the interiors where you start to see the townhomes.
Gotcha, okay. So we have a motion, a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Thank you. Next, we have Tucker King, North Park Road Agreement.
Thank you.
This is item 3, 4, and 5 there. So,
So, item 1 today is just a more formal agreement between the city and Reith and Riley for the North Park Road sewer extension. That North Park Road sewer extension, again, is just taking us from, it's a sewer extension through the field behind Jaeger Unitech, Jerry had mentioned earlier. We've already done all the bid agreements and everything like that, but it's just essentially a contract saying, you do the work, we pay you for it, kind of just formality.
So this is what it's costing us.
Oh, okay, the stuff I just handed you, I apologize.
Oh, those are for the change orders.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
coming up.
I have quite a few items on the docket today. Those were just the things I couldn't get to net before Friday. So that would have been the pay app, which is item number 4 for me, and then the change order for Pavy's sidewalk contract, which is number 5, and then Pavy's second pay app, which is number 6. Annette should have included in your packet that contract I had talked about, and then change order 1 for North Park Road and change order 1
Oh,
for
okay.
Hunter Woods. I apologize.
Okay, so focusing on just the agreement right now.
Yes, the agreement's the first. The agreement, item number 1 is a more formal contract agreement between LaPorte and Reith and Riley for that sewer line that runs from Genesis Drive to North Park Road and extends up to Severs Road for future expansion towards 39 North.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve the agreement.
So moved.
Second, any discussion?
That was approved
thought we already-
yeah, that was approved,
That's-
it's just for you to sign the contract.
Oh,
It's
is it?
ju-
Okay.
It
To
was
sign
approved
the
at, I think, the
contract.
August 20th.
Oh, okay.
The bid was
I was not aware,
accepted, the
sorry.
bid was accepted, so we just need your signature on the contract.
Okay, and I thought we received the easement when Jerry was talking about it. But I get the road agreement now, okay.
So with this one, do we need
So
a motion to sign, or is
we've
this
already.
informational?
We've already
I-
agreed to
the
accept
contract-
it.
We had Tucker and Nick Otis review it because it was different than what was in the bid packet. It's the same dollar amount. I don't know what changes there were, if any.
There's no changes to it,
Be a
it's just a more
signature
formal
page, so-
agreement.
So
Yeah.
we're formally having you guys sign it.
Okay, so it's informational.
Okay. So I guess, let's see, so we've got a motion and a second.
We need to remove.
We don't need it, so we should vote against it.
Deleted.
We can just vote against it. How does that sound?
That works.
I don't remember this from Robert's Rules of Order, but I think we could just vote it down, right?
Yeah, I think you'll be good.
Unless that would actually negate the agreement.
Don't look at me.
You might be thinking too much about it, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that's possible. So I suppose we just, yeah, I don't know.
Need a motion to approve it, right?
I'll make amend a motion to sign it.
I think that works. Yeah, that works.
There we go.
I second the amendment. Any additional discussion in this confusing issue?
Aren't you glad you were last
Yeah.
on the agenda?
I wanted to make sure that we didn't then if we vote it down,
I
then like it
know.
nullifies, right, so.
Yeah, good call.
All in favor of the motion to sign the agreement?
Aye.
Aye, all right.
Thank you, Mark.
I think we're covered, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and then for that North Park Road contract, we have change order number 1. It's just adjusting the profile, again, along that route to accommodate the Hunterwood Sewer project that is occurring along North Park Road there.
And the amount of the change,
I do not have that one in front of me right now.
is
Is
it
that
the
the-
19,798.81?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm looking at the correct one. I'll make a motion to approve the change order for $19,798.81.
I'll second. Any discussion? And just, what was, this change order was for,
It's lowering the sewer, so I think in the initial plans it was a 10-foot depth, and now it's going down to a 20-foot depth.
Okay.
So the change order just covers the difference in the cost of castings, I do believe.
okay, and what was the reason for having it go
Yeah.
that
It helps
significantly deeper?
accommodate the Hunter Woods development that we've been talking about there along North Park Road. Yeah,
Okay.
that's mainly it.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
Questions, maybe?
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that passes.
And then item number 3 is change order for Hunter Woods. So these are just small structural adjustments along the initial beginning of the project to better align to the site as they, get to work. So they're lowering 2 structures and raising another one, and it just changes the grade between them a little bit. They're minor changes, but will be better for the long term of the project.
Is that the one that's the $3,000,
Yeah.
$150? Okay.
Make a motion to approve the change order in the amount of $3,150.
Okay, second, any discussion? All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, that passes.
Okay, and then Hunter Woods pay app number 1, HRP has been working for about 3 weeks, making really steady progress. They're hoping to be done with their contract, hopefully early November, they're saying. So they're heading from north to south to eventually connect with the North Park Road extension that Reith and Riley is working on. And that's in the amount of $75,838.50. That's the newest one I just brought up to you guys.
Okay.
So what percentage is it complete then?
They did not give an exact percentage, but I would guess around 33%.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a quarter.
Oh, wait, maybe it's on the back of here. Let me see, front and back. I'll make a motion to approve the payment.
Second,
I see the total payment on the back. Thank you, Tucker.
Yeah.
any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes.
Okay, and then moving on to change order number 2 for the 2022 sidewalk project. We need to add 3 items that were not included in the original contract. One of them is for ADA compliant ramps. This is a inclusive line item that includes the removal of materials both in the road and in the sidewalk, and just repairs that occur to that. It's a square yard measurement. It allows us to pay out this last contract. Emergency repairs are unforeseen damages that occur. For example, a water service line was hit on Hawthorne Street during the course of the work, and so it's just a fee for us to allow to pay for those unforeseen damages. And then winter fees are the fees that occurred over the winter last year because our contract extended through that time, and it just helps them pay for the added work that is incurred through the winter fees. Down below, you'll see the original contract sum and then the final change. But below that, you'll see final contract sum not expected to exceed the original contract sum. These are added fees, but and you'll see in the pay app, we are not over the original budget of the project, and we're about done with the project now. So this is going to be our second to last pay app, I do believe, and I don't think we'll have another change order on it. So I do believe we'll still be under that initial contract sum.
So that's just, even with these.
Change
all these
orders added
together,
on
right?
top of
Okay.
it, yes, yes.
Make a motion to approve change order number 2.
Second, any further discussion?
Did we not have in the original agreement any ADA ramps?
Yeah, no, they weren't in the original contract for some reason. I don't fully
Okay.
understand why. I don't think there was any in the scope of work initially. A lot of the work was focused on repairing around where tree damage had occurred to sidewalks in those areas. I do believe they had covered a few ramps previously under other line items. They just split it up. This is just a more inclusive version so that I'm sure they didn't record it properly, and this is just how they recorded it.
Okay. Oh,
A lot of the sidewalks that we've been doing for our ADA program are related to either a concern by a resident that has a disability that we need to fix their sidewalk, or they're within the priority area 1. Most of the ramps have already been completed in that priority area. So we're really looking at the sections of sidewalk between ramps in most cases.
okay.
Yeah.
Was your motion, Ms. Romine, for both the change order and the pay app, or just the change order?
Just the change order.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, that passes.
And then the pay app, as you can see, is for the amount of $62,123.85. And you can see it's strictly on the ADA sidewalk portions. We finished the 50/50 portion of our sidewalk program, and we are now just focused on finishing up the last of the ADA stuff contractually. This will bring us to a total of $239,531.49. Our initial contract amount was actually in the $264,000, and that should cover. So this contract sum you see on the change order is actually the contract sum of the first change order and the original contract.
Okay.
And then now now we're at $239,000 of that $266,000. And that'll just be used for the final little stuff. And hopefully we'll get that finished, and I want to start another 50/50 sidewalk program before this winter. I mean, I want to at least go out for contract for it so that we can start getting people on the list, off the list.
Okay,
Oh,
for like.
that's great.
For next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve pay app number 2.
Second, any further discussion? All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, that passes. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tucker, for being patient with us.
No, I probably could have presented it better myself.
Oh, you did good.
Let's see, all right, any unfinished business? I was just comment, I know the mayor's not here, but I know many of folks here were at the mayor's ball. It was really a lot of fun, and actually, was it Portofino? Was that the? Okay.
Yes.
So, thanks to Portofino and Middle of the Road. It was thought we had a great turnout, and little apology, because I think I missed, as I think many of us did, that it was actually an orange and black theme for the,
It was a
wardrobe, and
homecoming
I didn't
theme.
really catch that until I'm there, and I see a few, of course, the mayor and others, so next time I'll pay a little bit closer attention to the fine print right on the invitations. Yeah, that's right, yeah. So, but that's it. So, all right, next regularly scheduled meeting is Tuesday, October 22nd at 9 a.m. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, aye?